Hey, this is Chris coming at you today without Lee to talk about Windows updates. Should you do them or should you not do them? Should you allow them or should you not allow them? Well, with Windows 10, you don't have a choice. You have to allow them unless you know how from the command line to disable Windows updates. So if you have Windows 10, the best you can do is go through all your menu-driven systems and turn off as much of the snooping anti-privacy aspects of Windows 10 as you can, but I'm not convinced you can turn them all off. Unfortunately, those of us who are still running Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 8.1 are not immune from this snooping from Microsoft, as Microsoft is now using their Windows updates to install the same kind of software onto our operating systems as has come standard with Windows 10. Now, if you're like me, you like your privacy, you don't like anyone snooping on you, and you certainly don't want your operating system snooping on you. And that's really the main reason why I don't like Windows 10. It's because it's just built to snoop on you. It records everything you do, sends it back to the Microsoft servers, and so they can decide how they're going to, well, basically sell you something. At this point, it's all about economics, but later on, and I'm not really being paranoid here, it could be used for other purposes as well. If you don't think that if the United States government came to Microsoft and says, we want all the information on your servers, yeah, they're going to turn it over in like 5 seconds, just like AT&T did a few years ago with all the phone call information. So, I realize it's the internet. I realize it's World Wide Web. I realize that, there's no such thing as absolute privacy, but I still think it's best to do what we can to minimize our exposure and minimize the exposure of our personal information out there on the internet. I'm not going to help Microsoft. Uh, so my solution to this problem is to turn off Windows updates. Now, I know that a lot of people will probably say, and of course I hear it all the time, you can't turn off Windows updates. They are indispensable to the security of your machine. Well, I don't think so. I don't think they are indispensable anymore, and I think that these security fixes and hot patches, while they might be important in some limited cases, turning Windows updates off in order to also avoid invasive, that's the word I'm looking for, the invasive updates being installed on your computer. I think it's worth turning them off permanently so that your computer cannot be updated. Now, some people would say that that is a security risk, that you're opening yourself up for all kinds of viruses and zero-day exploits and all those other things. Well, I don't agree with that, and I don't agree with that for one very good reason. I can give you one very good example why I'm not worried, and that is Windows XP. In the run-up to the end of Microsoft's support for Windows XP in April, I think it was the end of April 2014, heard all these horror stories about how these hackers were saving up all their best attacks for the day after Microsoft stopped supporting Windows XP, and that everyone who ran Windows XP was in danger. They were going to get their computers messed up. They were going to get hacked. They were going to lose all their personal information, all this stuff. And well, guess what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. It reminded me a lot of your Y2K hysteria. It really did. All these bad things were supposed to happen, and yet nothing's happened. Nothing's happened now for 26 months. There haven't been the widespread hacks. There haven't been any problems. In fact, I still run Windows XP on a virtual machine on my laptop because it's a lightweight operating system that doesn't take too many resources, and I'm on the internet every day with that. And I don't get any viruses. I've not been hacked. I've not been exploited. I've not had anything happen to my computer, as a matter of fact. And in fact, since I have turned off Windows updates, I run Windows 7 as the main operating system on that same machine. I've not experienced anything bad at all. No viruses. Of course, I run a computer shop, and so maybe I'm just more aware than most people of where viruses come from and what to be careful of while you're out there on the net. But we're really not talking about that kind of threat here with the security updates, supposedly. We're talking about things you can't foresee. We're talking about things you can't do anything about. Zero-day exploits is released, and it goes around and it trolls around until it finds a computer to attack. I mean, you don't really have to click on anything for such a hack to compromise your machine. And yet, here we are. I mean, 26 months after XP support ended and about a year after I turned off Windows updates on my machine, nothing bad's happened. It's clear sailing. I mean, I get the occasional adware, spyware like everybody else, but that's it. So that is the reason why I do not feel the need to keep up with Windows updates. I'm not losing anything. I'm not losing any protection. I keep my virus software updated. I run Malwarebytes every day. I run CCleaner once a week. I keep my drive defragmented. I mean, I do all the things that you're supposed to do on a daily basis to take care of your machine. You know, it's not a zero effort system here. It does take some effort on your part, but that's all you have to do. It's nothing extraordinary. It's nothing that any normal computer user can't do. It's within the realm of everyone's grasp to do the simple things I'm talking about. And so my advice, if you want to avoid Microsoft's prying eyes, is to turn off your automatic updates. There are websites out there, if you do a Google search, remove telemetry updates from Windows 7 and 8 and 8.1. There's a bunch of scripts out there that are absolutely safe. You can remove all that crap that Microsoft's putting on your machine without your permission. And I think that that's the thing about it. This is not Microsoft's laptop sitting in front of me. It's my computer. It's my laptop, and I have a right to decide what does and does not go on it. And I don't care what a bunch of bureaucrats or corporate executives out in Washington decide I need. I don't need it, and I'm not going to have it. And the day I cannot turn this stuff off is the day I go to another operating system. But, I like Windows 7. It's a great piece of software. It runs great. Does everything I want it to do. Even XP still does 99% of what I want it to do, which is why I run it in my virtual machine. So anyway, that is my 2 cents on the issue. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment. Like and subscribe. We like our subscribers, but we like everyone who watches our channel as well. So until next time, have a fine day all day long.